Hello and welcome to Barbershop Books Story Time. Today we're going to read a super fun story. It's called Precious and the Boo Hag. Let's look at the cover. Well, I see a little girl and it looks like she's singing. And then I think there's another person who's hopping and they're almost hopping. It looks like almost like a rabbit. Do you see that person right here? Well, and then I see a farmhouse or a barn. Let's see, what else? Oh, and look on the back. It looks like there's a boy and a woman and they're maybe planting some seeds. Well, let's hop into today's story to find out more about Precious and the Boo Hag. Ooh-wee! Precious had been up all night with a stomach ache. Since it was corn planting time, every hand was needed in the fields. Got no choice but to leave you here, Mama said. Now remember, don't let nothing and nobody in this house, not even me, because I have a key. After plenty of hugs and dozens of do's and don'ts, Mama finally left. We're no farther than a stone's throw away. She called over her shoulder. You need us? Come a-running, understand? Yes, ma'am, Precious answered, feeling like a big girl. Don't worry, I'll be fine. And look, here's Precious, and I don't think she looks happy because she has a stomach ache. And look, here's her mom telling her all the different things not to do. Do your chores. Oh, that's something to do. Don't make a mess. That's important. Do you make messes? Do you do your chores? Do get your stuff off the floor. So her mom doesn't want her leaving stuff on the floor. And then down here on the bottom, don't ramble in my things. Do you know what ramble means? It just means going through everything really fast. Like, oh, like that. So her mom wanted her to do her chores, not make a mess, get her stuff off the floor, and not to ramble through her stuff. Before he left, Brother pulled Precious to the side. Be sure to mind Mama now, because if you let somebody in, you never know. It just might be Pruella, the Boo Hag. Who? Precious asked with a disbelieving giggle. Brother scrunched his face. Boo Hags live all over, everywhere. But Pruella is the one who lives on the prairie. Prairie is just like a place with a lot of grass. She's tricky and she's scary and she tries to make you disobey your mama. Precious held her breath as Brother went on. Pruella is strange from head to toe. She ain't too smart, got no manners, hates clean water, can change her shape, and tells whoppers. That means she does not tell the truth. Then his voice lowered as he added, and she'll do most anything to get inside. Why does she want to get inside? Precious asked. Her voice was quivering. It was shaking. Brother clicked his teeth. You don't want to know. Just remember this. No Boo Hag can get inside your house unless you let her in. Then he rushed off to catch up with Mama. Oh my goodness, that's so scary. And look, here Precious is, and here she is while her brother is telling her about Pruella the Boo Hag. Now Precious was all by herself. She stood stone still, listening to the quiet, hoping that if Pruella the Boo Hag was nearby, she wouldn't notice her or see that she was alone. "What you doing standing there like a bump on a pickle?" Addie Louise Patterson's voice boomed through the kitchen window, almost turning Precious inside out. Precious was like, oh, because she was so scared, because she was expecting the Pruella the Boo Hag to appear. But I think it was just her friend, Addie Louise. "How come you not helping with planting?" "Got a stomach ache," Precious answered, "and I can't let nothing and nobody inside, cause," and she sighed deeply, "it might be Pruella the Boo Hag." Addie Louise burst out laughing. "Who told you that silly old stuff? Ain't no such thing as a Boo Hag." "Really?" Precious said, mad that she'd fallen for another one of her brother's stories. "Better watch out for the little green men from Mars, too," Addie Louise teased and skipped away. And look, here's her friend, Addie Louise, telling her there's no such thing as a Boo Hag. And then here's Addie Louise as she skips away. And look, she has on this cool pink dress and these pink shoes. Oh, wait. Did you see the chicken? There's a chicken that's walking away with Addie Louise. Let's see what happens next in the story. Even though Addie Louise was sure to tell the whole county that Precious was a scaredy cat, the girl felt much better. There's no such thing as a Boo Hag, especially one named Pruella, she told herself with a pinch of confidence. To pass the time, Precious looked through her mom's handkerchiefs, then tried on her Sunday hat and high-heel shoes. She was having fun, counting all the strawberry preserves, when suddenly the birds stopped chirping. That means they weren't singing. The air felt thick and cold. Honeysuckle wilted on the vine. That means that they shriveled up like that. And the sunny day took on a dark and dreary disposition. That means that it got really dark and really cloudy, and it wasn't bright and sunny anymore. And look, here's Precious as she's going through all her mama's Sunday dresses and hats and wearing her high heel shoes. Now, what did Precious' mama tell her not to do? She said, "Do not ramble through my things." And what is Precious doing? She rambling through everything. Oh man, even the strawberry preserves. Do you know what preserves are? They're kind of like jelly, but not jelly. Okay, let's see what happens next. Precious looked out the kitchen window, didn't see nothing. She peered out the side windows, didn't see nothing neither. But when she went to the front window, there it was, riding on the back of a storm, the biggest, meanest something Precious had ever seen. It had eyes like burning cinder and hair that shot out like lightning. "Pruella the Boo Hag is real?" she whispered. Oh, she whispered it. "Pruella the Boo Hag is real?" And she is one awful sight. And look, here's Precious looking out of the window. She's shocked. She can't believe that Pruella the Boo Hag is real. Oh, man. "Open the door and let me in," shouted a voice that rumbled like rolling thunder. The wind whirled and twirled and shook the whole house. Precious shook too, and in a small voice she answered, "My mama told me not to open the door for nothing and nobody." Quick, she dashed behind the curtain and sang her fear. "Pruella is a Boo Hag. She's right outside my window. She's tricky and she's scary, but I won't let her in." That was what she sang to herself so that she would have more confidence and not be afraid. Puella is a boo hag. She's right outside my window. She's tricky and she's scary, but I won't let her in. And look, here she is. Oh, man, she does look scary. And do you see Precious? She's all the way down there hiding. I would hide too. The Boo Hag howled and threw lightning. Threw lightning? But Precious held fast. Louder and louder she sang. But I won't let her in. But I won't let her in. At last, Puella grumbled and sputtered. And then poof, she was gone. Instantly, the sun came out. The birds started chirping and the daisies lifted their faces to the light. Precious. Oh wait, daisies, that's like a kind of plant, like a flower. And flowers love the sun. And so after Puella the Boo Hag was gone, the daisies lifted up so they could get some sunlight. Precious opened the front window and filled her lungs with fresh smelling air and sang her victory. Puella is a boo hag. She's right outside my window. She's tricky and she's scary, but I didn't let her in. That's what Precious sang to herself. She was so excited that she did not let the boo hag in. Do you see her? You want to sing it with me? Okay. Remember, at the end she says, but I didn't let her in. Are you ready? Okay. Puella is a boo hag. She's right outside my window. She's tricky and she's scary, but I didn't let her in. Wow. That's so cool. While she was still humming, a woman opened the front gate and came stepping down the walk, looking like a runaway rainbow. She must have had on a lot of colors because rainbows have a lot of colors. Morning to you. She spoke real cheery, then took a seat in Mama's porch rocker. Good morning, Precious spoke back, noticing that the woman wore one pink shoe and one orange shoe. That's weird. It's hot as you please, the visitor screeched, looking over Precious's head to see inside. Why's she looking in Precious' house? Bring me something to drink, tea, juice. Dirty dishwater will do. Dirty dishwater? You're not supposed to drink dirty dishwater. Oh my goodness. Did you say dirty dishwater? Said no such thing. The woman snapped back. Hurry up anyhow. I'm thirsty. She is not nice. She's rushing her and she's asking for water. Precious wondered if the strange woman had ever heard of please. Returning from the kitchen, she handed the woman a cup of water. And so here's the woman. And look, she does have on two different colored shoes. One is pink, one is orange. And then over here, you see Precious. And then you see this nosy woman peeking all up in her house. The woman flashed a crooked smile. Now, youngin, let me inside to drink in the cool. Let her inside? Precious shook her head and backed away. I'm not to let nothing and nobody in this house. The woman grumbled and hissed and took a big gulp. Water? She gagged and coughed. One eye was spinning like a top. The other started blinking. This is so weird. And her tongue rolled out like a scroll? I said tea, juice, anything. She gasped. But never did I ask for clean, clear water. True to brother's word, the visitor was strange from head to toe, had no manners, and hated clean water. Can't trick me. I know who you are, Precious said, and slammed the window shut. Outside, the woman grew taller and wilder. She roared like a million swamp things. Let me in. Precious sang to muster her courage. And I think you know what she's saying. She's saying, Puella is a boo hag. She's right outside my window. She's tricky and she's scary, but I won't let her in. Remember, she has to get her courage. So she sings so she gets her courage. Let's sing it with her. Cruella is a boo hag. She's right outside my window. She's tricky and she's scary, but I won't let her in. And look, here she is. And doesn't she look really weird and scary? I'm so glad that Precious has her song so that she can be confident and get her courage. With the melody swirling around, the Boo Hag vanished. Just then, Addie Louise came skipping up from around the side of the house. Hello, Precious. She spoke, not sounding a bit like Addie Louise. It looked like her. It walked like her. But it sure don't talk like her, thought Precious, checking to see if Addie Louise's shoes and eyes matched. Got some jacks and a ball, said the girl, her voice all scratchy. If you let me in, we can play. Oh my goodness, that does not sound like Addie Louise. It does look like her though. Well, I hope that Precious does not let Addie Louise in, even though she looks like Addie Louise. Remember, the Boo Hag can change her shape. I told you, I'm not allowed. Addie Louise smiled. Her teeth didn't look like hers either. Yo, mama told me I could come in. I could play with you. Yeah. Oh no. Precious put her hand on the doorknob. Well, if mama says it's okay. The Addie Louise thing got so excited, her shoes popped through her... Wait, her toes popped through her shoes? They were big and hairy and smelled awful. Ew. Precious pulled back her hand, thinking fast. She asked all sweetly, doesn't mama look pretty today in her blue apron? Mm-hmm, truly she does. And look at the Addie Louise thing. Ew, her teeth are green. I don't think she's ever brushed her teeth. Ew, her teeth are green. And look, here's the Addie Louise thing. She got so excited that her toes popped out of her shoes. Oh my goodness. You're telling a big whopper, Precious shouted. Mama's apron is green. She tricked her by saying, doesn't Mama look good in her blue apron? But Precious knew that her mom's apron was actually green. So if Addie Louise actually met her mom, she would know that it was green. Cruella is a boo hag. She's right outside my window. She's tricky and she's scary, but I didn't let her in. That is what Precious sang. In a fit of fury, the Boo Hag left, leaping wildly over the prairie like a March hare. A hare is just another word for rabbit. And look, there it is. Oh man, that was close. Precious almost let her in. For the rest of the day, Precious watched and waited for signs of Cruella the Boo Hag. As a late afternoon sunbeam struck the front porch, an orangish flash of light caught her eye. What could it be? It was a penny, all sparkling new. Ooh, a penny on the porch. Would you pick up the penny if you saw a shiny new penny? Precious wanted it. She tried to lean out the window to reach the coin, but it was too far away. She fetched the broom, but the penny wouldn't move. She'd have to go get it. Her stomach, oh no, started hurting once more, and now her head ached too. Oh no. Slowly, Precious opened the front door. Her eyes searched the yard. First right, then left. No sign of Cruella. In a dash, she hurried out, snatched up the coin, and turned to go back inside. Yay, she got the penny. Wait a minute, but on the threshold, she stopped to look down at it. No, she decided, you can't fool me. And she flipped the penny over her shoulder. Poof! It was gone before it hit the ground. What? Look, here's Precious as she tried to get the penny. She even picked it up but then she flipped it over her shoulder and the penny disappeared. Why do you think the penny disappeared? I bet it was Pruella the Boo Hag. When Mama came home, she was very proud of Precious. I knew I could trust you, she said, and gave her daughter a hug. Later, Precious told Brother everything that had happened. Pruella was scary and she was pretty tricky. I almost brought her inside when she disguised herself as a shiny new penny. She finished with a big smile, but like you told me, a Boo Hag ain't none too smart. George Washington was on the front instead of Abraham Lincoln. Oh, because she put the wrong person on the penny, Precious was able to know that it wasn't really a penny, it was the Boo Hag. And here's her brother as she tells him all about the Boo Hag, and here's her mom giving her a really big hug. That night, Precious climbed into bed and drifted off to sleep, humming her victory song. Pruella is a Boo Hag. She's right outside my window. She's tricky and she's scary, but I didn't let her in. You want to sing it again? Okay, let's sing it again. Pruella is a Boo Hag. She's right outside my window. She's tricky and she's scary, but I didn't let her in. As you listen to her gently breathing, look closely in the branches outside Precious's window. I wonder what's in the branches. Well, look, here's Precious. She's sleeping, and she even looked like she has like a little teddy. Do you have a teddy or some other type of animal or stuffed toy that you sleep with? And look, here's her window. It says to look outside at the tree. All right, so as you listen to her gently breathing, look closely in the branches outside Precious's window. You may just see a strange and scary creature waiting to get in. Oh man, do you see it? It almost looks like there's a face in this tree. Do you think it's the Boo Hag? Maybe, probably. Well, that's the end of today's story. Well, I hope you enjoyed Precious and the Boo Hag. If you would like to learn more information about Barbershop Books, visit our website at barbershopbooks.org. You can also connect with us on social media at Barbershop Books. Well, until next time, bye.